We want you to know that you have the ability, little by little, we'll give you lots of ways to do it, of moving yourself deliberately, and it takes a little bit of effort. Effort, what is effort? Effort is something you do to overcome resistance. If there's no resistance, it requires no effort at all. So in the first, when there's resistance, a little effort to get into this vortex. But as you begin recognizing that you're in there because you feel good, and then milking it once you're in there because it feels so good to stay. As you begin practicing the vibration of who you really are, the vibration of love, the vibration of appreciation, as you take the bounce more often and you look for what you're wanting to see, as you train yourself into the frequency of who you really are, you're going to begin to experience what we are calling real-time manifestation, where in the moment that your life presents a question, your life will present an answer. Now this happens to you often, you just don't know that it is. It's happening to you on every subject that you don't have resistance. In other words, you're driving down the freeway, you felt this yourself, and you actually know what that guy over there is going to do. His erratic behavior is on your radar before he even does it. Don't you? It happens to all of you all the time. You sensed it, you knew it, and you made a decision and you acted accordingly, and you avoided a potential problem because the problem and the solution occurred to you simultaneously because you were living real time, because you were not in resistance on that subject in that moment. The cells of your body are doing it all day, every day. You have in your body right now the potential, the probability, the wherewithal to experience in great detail every horrible disease known to man and many not yet known by man. But you don't experience them because the cells of your body know what they're doing. And for the most part, even though you're negative, you're worrying and fussing about this and that and the other. You have set up a reasonable amount of resistance. Don't you think it's interesting that even though you have the best medicine ever, the scientists that are really after it, a medical system that is evolved enormously, there is more disease present on your planet today than ever before. Don't you find that interesting, at least? And we want you to understand that you have the potential, you as individuals, and the collective consciousness will follow as enough of you are understanding it. You have the ability to ingest something or be exposed to something. You don't want to live in a cave. There's mold in there anyway, and bats. You can't protect yourself from what's out there. So as you're out there being exposed to it, don't you love knowing that in the moment that you are exposed and the consciousness of your cell recognizes it, which is immediate, that there is an equivalent bounce that is offered, and that in your basking and appreciating and loving, there's no resistance, and so there's no effort required for your cells to move themselves into balance? Don't you love how your planet balances itself? You freak out, there's an earthquake, and we say, good job, planet Earth, keeping itself in balance. You don't have earthquakes, you don't have volcanoes, you don't have a slight shifting of the pole every now and again. You cease to be. But you do have all those things because your planet knows how to keep itself in balance. And so does your physical body. And when you get out of the way, when you are no longer harboring these ridiculous, really, by comparison, prejudices against things, when you are no longer pushing against what you do not want, and you are thinking more of what you do want, training yourself into the vibrational equivalency of who you really are, now you get to live life the way you've intended it. You're in that place where in your alignment, in your vortex of creation, other cooperative components who think like you and desire like you and know like you are gathered, and together you cooperatively take thought beyond that which it has been before. That's what these gatherings are, you see. We come together with all of the detail of the life experience that is you, but we bring something unique to the table. We come as full representation of who you really are in your vortex. And we hold our attention so significantly on who you really are, better stated, who you have already become, that we make it impossible for you to deviate from the vibration of the wholeness that is you if you're paying attention even a little bit. And that's what teaching is. That's what upliftment is. That's what healing is. That's who you all are. You have come to uplift, to teach through the clarity of your example, to train yourself into vibrational alignment with the whole of you, so that you can begin to see this magnificent world, this magnificent time-space reality in which you are focused through the eyes of Source, through the eyes of Source who is you. So, we're eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. It is our intention to bring you into alignment with your desire on any question that you focus upon. We want to give you our spoken and vibrational appreciation at the outset here, because we can feel already the depth and breadth of your asking, which means already the depth and breadth of the solutions and answers are already lighted up, and we can announce in advance you are having a very good time here today. So, what would you like to talk about? We want to find a way today of conveying to you that as you stand in your physical body and you sift through the details of life as you knew you would, that you launch so many endless rockets of desire, and the universe expands and improves as a result of your exposure to life. It just gets better and better vibrationally. And the new generations that are born into this experience are born from this new leading edge place that you've carved out. But we want you to understand that you and every other species on the planet, better said, you and every other consciousness on the planet, and every particle of everything is consciousness, you are constantly asking for improvement, and the source energy part of you, the vibrational part of you, finds that improvement, finds it immediately, and from then on begins offering from that new vantage point. So that means that as you stand on your physical earth and you worry about global warming, you ask for your earth to maintain its balance. As you worry about earthquakes or volcanoes, you ask for a stable environment. As you worry about economic upheaval, you ask for more stability. And what we want to convey to you is that asking really, really matters. And that asking wouldn't be as extreme or intense or as focused as it is if you were not exposed to the life that caused you to focus it. Now, the reason it really matters is because it is from that vibrational reality that all reality that expands or extends from generation to generation to generation. In other words, the longevity that you know as life on this planet extends purely. This is new. We have not said this to anyone ever, so you're going to enjoy the resonance that you feel as you hear it. As this vibrational reality that we are describing comes to be, this earth experience that extends from generation to generation to generation to generation comes only out of that vortex of creation. In other words, when we say to you, you can be sure that well-being is the order of this universe, that's how we know that to be true. Because there's only the pure, undiluted, non-resistant thought of well-being that is the basis of all this new creation. We want you to remember that you get what you think about, but you cannot do anything other than mess up your own experience. What you think about here in this physical realm, of course, law of attraction is responding to it. You get what you think about. But we want you to understand, we want you to get it, that there is this vibrational reality that is formed, that the larger part of you, the eternal part of you, the part of you that lives on and on and on, the part of you that is the next generation and the next, the part of you that is God force, the part of you that keeps this planet spinning in its orbit in perfect proximity to other planets. That part of you is the receiver and the holder of the best of life that you're synthesizing. In other words, we want you to hold in your mind the idea of this place marker that source energy is, that as you carve out the details of life experience, and you know what you don't want to be sick, you want to be well, and on and on and on. As you keep emanating those rockets of desires, source energy, the God force within you, inner being, whatever you're wanting to call that, holds that positive place marker. And law of attraction keeps responding to that powerful, positive place marker. Now, the reason that we're giving this to you is because we want to give you words that reassure you unequivocally of the well-being and the longevity of the eternalness of that which is you. We want you to understand that the well-being of that which you are living here on this planet is unequivocally assured. In other words, the well-being is, the well-being is, the well-being is. And the reason that we know that it is because we've seen what you put into the escrow, which is the basis from which all new creation is coming forth. You just don't need to worry about that. We're also giving it to you in this way because we want you to understand how it is that we can say to you, you get what you think about, and then we can also promise you that the well-being of your planet is assured. There are billions of people on your planet, and billions of you are not worried about global warming. Billions of you are not beating the drum of anything very long. You're a fickle bunch, and that's really good. Even CNN can only give you a little while of any story before it has to move on to the next one. And that's a very good thing. Even though it distorts what it gives you dramatically and gives you far more reason for concern than you deserve in terms of the weight and balance, not the poop to value, the weight and balance of what's going on. We want you to understand that well-being is assured. It's in this vibrational reality, which is the basis of everything that's coming forth. Jerry and Esther have a house on the hill over here, and they've been enjoying so much looking out in the direction of the Pacific Ocean. And they could see some of the ocean, but not much. There was a big tree, a very big tree, a fan-like tree, a protected tree, a loved by many tree, blocking their view and the view of several people around them. And so a man that they purchased their house from said to them, we've been trying to convince that man that he should let us feather it out or maybe even take it down. The tree seems dangerous. Occasionally something falls off of it. And he said, but we have tried. We formed a committee and we've asked and we've begged. And Jerry said, well, maybe we could bribe. And so Jerry offered. He didn't use those words, but it means the same thing. He offered money, a lot of money. And the man said no. He had already developed his pattern of resistance. He didn't like people up on the hill bossing him around. And he didn't care whose view his tree was blocking. And he watered it every day, and every day it got a little taller. And so Jerry and Esther said, of course, that's right. It's his property. He should not be compelled to do something he doesn't want to do. We just wondered if we could make it mutually beneficial, if he would like to play with us. But we understand. And they left it alone. And then he sold his house. And so Jerry and Esther sent an emissary to ask him if he would like to maybe remove the tree in order to sell his house. It might give it more curb appeal because the tree was making a big mess and such, and he still was very resistant, and so they let it go again. And then someone new moved into the house, and so Jerry and Esther sent their emissary again. Very knowledgeable landscape architect who described what the place could look like, and these people were not interested. And Jerry and Esther understood. And so they just kept standing on their deck and appreciating the view that they could see and appreciating the perspective of the owners of the tree, truly. And then one night, while Jerry and Esther were not here, a hurricane blew through. And a big piece of that tree fell on their neighbor's house. And now this man is begging Jerry and Esther